Hey everyone, it's Tara. I'm here in TO. Okay, I'm gonna go back to the Wi-Fi and walk over here. If you guys are joining me, I'm gonna give you guys a chance to get on. And I wanna talk about trust, breathing, and surrender. And go ahead and share with me where you guys watching this from. Show me some love. I want to take you a walk through these. These are Balinese homes, 175 years old, that were imported here in Costa Rica. And you guys got to check out this, just a really beautiful vibe here. They have just all the architectural details here. I'm staying in Dominical, and I'm on a personal journey right now. And we're going to talk about trust, breathing, and surrender. But I want to share with you guys this place. Let's see, this home, you guys see, it's like this beautiful view. See this, you can see all the waves out there. This place. Alishava's there. Hey, Alishava. Yeah, this place is amazing. This whole building, just imagine, it's 175 years old. Here in American terms, that's a long time. See everything that they just brought over. And I want to share, you guys, I haven't been on Facebook Live for quite a while. I haven't been doing much social media. I'm on this personal journey. And it's weird because I had promised myself I wanted to share with you guys this home and kind of give you a feel of it, because I have a lot of clients. Many are coming. Hey, Alishaba, send you lots of love. Check out this pool. And yeah, this place is really pretty amazing. Julie's here, and I'm like, I really haven't had much to share. I've been just going within. And Mona, sending you lots of love. I went on a 9-day coconut water cleanse, and I just finished it. And the last 36 hours I was entirely on water, and that kind of really put me over the water. My heart started beating so hard, and so either, at least for me, I got scared. So I wasn't going to test it unless I had some medical professionals to make sure that that was okay. Yeah, there's a time of going deep within. And it's really been about a few weeks ago, I was in meditation, and I was told that, I'm just going to sit down here so I can share with you guys. I was told that I was supposed to leave. And I'm like, okay, well, one of the things I know is that when we get something from meditation, sometimes we just need to ask more questions. Sometimes we'll just take it and like, what does that mean? Just leave. And my guide said, no, just leave. It's time to go on a journey. And so it's been a journey of complete trust and surrender. And when I say that, it hasn't been that I have been in just total surrender. Because I'm like, okay, well, I want to go home. I want to go home. I want to go home tomorrow. Give me the dates. Like, where am I going to stay? And all of that. And I just was like having to put myself aside and just stay in the moment and trust. And everything has just been this sort of, these synchronicities. I got to stay at Nomad Life in Manuel Antonio for about 9 days. And that I had a ride there. It was just perfect timing. I had friends greeting me. I have a kitty right here next to me. Yeah, check that out. And even then, because I have a husband and I have kids at home, and they want to know, Mom, when are you coming home? And I've been told, when you're complete. You'll go home when you're complete. It's like, okay, well, what does that mean? So it's been really. It's been a test. It's been a test for me to just tell my children, I'll be home when Mommy's complete. Hopefully it's soon. I'm actually feeling that, I'm sensing it'll probably be by next weekend. We're going to rendezvous together and hang out at Synergita. That's one of the plans. But just the thing is not trying to direct it from our mind and and just to allow the flow. Because our mind wants to figure everything out. And the thing is that where we're going as a collective, there is a new paradigm that we're working with. And what it requires for us to access it is for us to drop into our heart. And I have talked to so many people that, like, I see, oh, thank you, Mona. She's so grateful to experience that surrender power life. It really saddens me, even though I know that everyone's just on their own journey, that feel the boredom, and maybe some of you guys are watching right now, feel disenchanted with your life right now. No, you don't want to be in the same place a year from now. No, you know that you are here to make a greater impact. You know that you have gifts to share with the world. And all of those feelings are here. They're messages. They're wired. You're wired with this. If it's not that we all have to manifest these amazing houses and have, you have to live here in Costa Rica or any of that. I mean, you can be a janitor and be living on purpose. I look at my grandfather, who passed, and he was a steward in the Navy, and he ended up running the kitchens. He was a very humble man, and he was living on purpose. He was very content, and he would hum and sing all the time. He was living on purpose. So it's not about like these hierarchies. And yet, if you're feeling that yearning inside, and you're feeling like you're not living up to your potential, that's a message for you. And the way that we activate that, the way we step into it, is by taking massive leaps. Like, to feel that feeling when the door opens and you get an opportunity to present in front of you. If you stay at, I can't afford this, or I don't have the time, or whatever the things that people like, I got to ask my my partner for permission. What the fuck? You have to ask your partner for permission to live on purpose, to follow your heart. Yes, we ask our partners to support us in taking the next step and following our hearts. But these are solo journeys. We're all on solo journeys, and so many of us, what I'm sharing with you is to break those mind viruses that are going, and we believe them. You believe them. I know, because I've been in the same place where you have a belief and it feels like a loop, and we forget that we are sovereign beings. There's an awakening that is happening on this planet. And what it requires is more and more of us to drop into our hearts, to do the work that you were meant to do, because that's what creates that ripple effect. When you're living fully on purpose, when you're embodying your higher self, and then you inspire others to do the same. And we end up creating this critical mass. And what's beautiful is that what we're sharing about that it goes across diverse religions, spiritual practices. Like, it's for all of us. And it's a really beautiful time. And so what happens is, if you don't listen to those yearnings, if you don't listen to those messages, the universe will just give you other messages, and they get louder and louder. And I don't want to say that in terms of being an alarmist. But you see, look around you. How do you know people that, whether they have, and this doesn't always mean this is why it happens. If you have a health crisis, or, things breaking down, or your job, losing a job, and just different stuff happens. So to help lovingly nudge you into your purpose. And so it's something that my soul sister and dear friend Jen Rohde and Ben Rohde, they call preemptive, taking preemptive action. And so preemptive action, as they define it, it's instead of waiting for crap to happen to you, and then you take action. Where, you know, some of you guys have noticed where you've had a health crisis, and then that's what causes you to awaken, and you start to look at alternative methods. You start to connect to yourself. You start to look and heal and do the emotional work inside. And that's perfect too. So there's no like one right way. I'm just speaking to you if you know, you know you're here, and you know you're supposed to you are ready to take a massive action, and you're listening to your mind. And you're listening to your mind, because the mind is going to keep you in a box. And as you're watching me right now, I'm out of the box. Most of the time. Sometimes I can get in a loop. And when I do, I reach out to mentors, and I get support, because sometimes those mind viruses can be so insidious. They could be so deeply wired in us that we don't even see it as a loop. And I'll give you guys an example. So, all right, we know, who here agrees with this? You are a sovereign being. Let me see, share below. I am a sovereign being, that we're sovereign, we're divine beings, that we have the power to consciously create our reality. So I'd like to hear posts below. I'm going to see what you guys are watching this. See so many of you eyes on. I'm going to share with you, just as I'm watching for you, I'm going to share with you guys this video. This is from the Imaloa Institute, where these Balinese homes are. So beautiful. And this is where we're having our retreat in December, the Affluent Life Retreat. Since I'm here, I wanted to check it out and make sure it was as amazing as it looked in the pictures. It's really magical here. And so we know that we're sovereign beings, but then sometimes what happens is, whether it's in our relationships, whether it's in our health, whether it's in our money, we forget. And I had an example where sometimes, like, if I'm very sensitive to energy, and I would have this belief that, not often, because I'm very protective of my energy field, and like who comes into my home, and you know, who I surround myself with. And I've had experiences where I was with someone and my energy felt drained. Now, if I have the thought that you're draining my energy, I'm not in my sovereign presence, because I'm in a victim mode, thinking that someone is taking my energy from me. But if I'm sovereign, how can that be? And so a dear friend of mine, who's a powerful shamanista, she pointed out to me, she's like, because I know how to clear dark entities, I know how to clear dark energy, I have no fear of that. And yet, she's like, you could clear dark energy, and yet you're letting your energy be affected by humans? How can that be if you're sovereign? And I was like, oh my gosh, you're so right. That is such a mind virus. And I had been playing that program. And so I've shared with it, maybe some of you guys can relate if you're empathic and you're sensitive, claiming our sovereignty. And so it's looking at what's going on in your life right now, and are you claiming your power as a sovereign being? And I started this with sharing, I wanted to talk about trust, this mantra that we have in our family, and it's something that we practice at our retreats. It's actually a daily practice, this trust, breathe, and surrender. And so I've been on this journey, and it's been very much, you know, I've wanted to have the details and the dates and where I'm going to stay. And I'll have to share with you guys tomorrow. I'll do a Facebook Live. I totally trusted, and I ended up staying. I'm the only person at this beautiful villa right over the ocean in this suite, and it's just amazing. It all just like flowed. Everything, the surfboard to the glassy waves, everything's been perfect, because I have stopped trying to control it and trying to resist and trying to get all the details. So when we drop into our heart and we trust, breathe, and surrender and just focus on what is the next step, what's the next action. And this other thing that I was listening to, how many of you guys know Matt Kahn? I was listening to something he shared recently, and I'll share with you guys kind of my version of what he was saying, is finding bliss in the present moment. Not in when you're going to fill your program, or when I'm living in this next place, or all these things that we think like, okay, yeah, I'm going to feel gratitude when that happens, but finding bliss in the now. And so one of the things that I did was using what I call a visioning cue, adding a why to that affirmation is, why am I finding bliss in the now? So you guys can repeat that. Why am I finding bliss in the now? And just because when we're in that place of bliss and gratitude, then we're open. We're open to manifesting. And so, yeah, and Ali Shaba, I would say also to turn that around, because so I'm an English teacher. I got my Ph.D. in English, and focused on generational trauma and healing. And if you look at the United States is making me sick. I hope I can use this as an example for sharing everyone. And thank you for sharing. Like, it's the same thing if I say, he is draining my energy. You're putting that person as a subject doing something to you. And when we do that, anytime we do that, we're not in our sovereign presence. We're not consciously creating our reality. So we could say, I experience feeling sick. I experience feeling sick here in the United States. It would be a way to kind of turn that around. But then asking them, if you're feeling those symptoms, what's the solution? Asking yourself, what's the solution? What are you getting curious, going into meditation? What are you being invited to choose? What is that next step? So if anyone's have any questions, go ahead. Thanks for all the hearts and everything. I wanted to invite you. This is the first time we're doing a Facebook Live. Our Affluent Life Retreat is coming up, and it's 5 days of deep transformation, of you leaving behind your environment back home and stepping into the next version of yourself. Releasing the blocks, the limiting beliefs, really the jungle here, the vibration that we hold, we create a vortex, giving you all that support so you get the clarity, the downloads, clarity about your purpose, and having lots of fun. So I know there's a lot of other different ways you can have transformation, and I'm a mermaid, so it's about fun. There's a lot about the water. You guys could see over. We're going to check out, there's an amazing waterfall, Nayoaka waterfall I want to take you to. And yeah, just connecting deeply within so that you're empowered. You're empowered to take the next step. So you're connected to your purpose. And this new paradigm that we're stepping into, it's not about doing it on our own. A lot of times, you'd hear stuff. The old way was like, you're broken and you need someone to fix you. No, it's not about that. You're not broken. You may have some messages that are inviting you to look at. You're a sovereign being. How can you be broken? It's all perfect. And the new paradigm is we collectively rise together. We're rising together. And so I'm inviting you to come, if you're feeling it, to tune in, to connect to this vibration, to leave the matrix, to remember how powerful you are, and to have fun, to create deep connections with other game changers and light leaders. We have Dr. Marie Mabuni is coming. We have some other facilitators. It's going to be super powerful. And the thing is that what happens is that it may feel hard sometimes in life because you're carrying around so much baggage. It's not that you're broken, you're just carrying around baggage. We all do. We have blocks, we have these programs and things that are running us. And my work is around supporting you in becoming free. Free of those stories, free of the blocks, free of the limiting beliefs, and teaching you how to prevail so that your higher self is in charge, no longer your ego. So sending you guys so much love. If you're feeling called, if you want to hear details how to apply, go ahead and post below. Affluence. It's all about the Affluent Life Retreat. This is we've been doing this for a few years now, and we have clients that say it's been one of the most massive transformations of their life. Clients that have gone to some other things and they're like, wow, how can we have so much fun? And you're so spoiled. It's everything is top notch. We have an organic private chef that comes, and lots of beautiful activities, and just supporting your stepping. When you come here, you're stepping through a portal, and we're collapsing timelines so that when you go back home, it's you're shifting your life. So if you're feeling called, post below Affluence, and I'll send you a message about the details. Send you guys so much love, and remember, you absolutely can live your dream now.